Tradition has it that my family hosts Thanksgiving for our aunts, cousins, uncles, and my grandma. Every year I'd wake up to my mom already chopping onions and celery into fine pieces and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on TV. Not even changing out of my pajamas, I'd greedily jump to helping her with whatever she needed next. Normally we'd start with the pies, making a traditional apple and pumpkin, and then we'd move on to cranberry cups and stuffing. Somewhere in between, my grandma would arrive, and she'd be ready to help us with not only her favorite dish, but mine too, the mashed potatoes. Together we'd sit at the kitchen table and peel potatoes until our hands cramped. Feeding our large family of 20 always sounds fun until we started peeling potatoes. I took the job of making the mashed potatoes very seriously. Knowing that these were my favorite part about Thanksgiving made me want to make sure that they were perfect. Grandma and I would then place the potatoes in a pan waiting for them to boil. Even though I help my family make these every year, I never seem to know when they're ready. Luckily for me, my grandma had an eye for these things, and she would just pull them out without even testing to see if they were fully cooked. They always were. By this time, my mom had finished making the stuffing and would help me mash the potatoes. Together we would mash and add the right amount of milk and butter until the potatoes reach a consistency that pleased my grandma. Then we'd place the potatoes in a crock pot for them to stay warm until the family arrived. The three of us would finish with the turkey and fill it with stuffing, and then we'd spend the rest of the afternoon washing dishes and singing Christmas songs, despite the fact that it was the wrong holiday. I can't honestly say I was ever much help in the kitchen with my mom and grandma, but I can say that all the preparation going into a Thanksgiving meal is what makes the day so special to me. While getting to share loyalty, kinship, and generosity just by eating a home-cooked meal together is nice, the preparation that goes into the memories we create at that dinner table is what makes it so special. Instead, the emphasis is on the reconstruction of community subsistence. It's just about having fun, cooking with my two favorite people, and later sharing the meal with loved ones. I wish I could say it ended there, that we cleaned up, placed out the food, and waited for our guests to arrive, but this was never the case. The meal was never finished until my dad inspected our mashed potatoes, and of course they never seemed to please him. Something was always missing. Next thing we know, he'd already have ingredients, claiming I just needed to doctor it up a bit. I don't think any of us could tell you what my dad puts in those mashed potatoes, mostly because we're never around to see him do it. Whenever we ask him what his secret is, he would always tell us the same thing.
I can't tell you that, can I?
Sometimes it makes me wonder if that's because he can't remember what he put in himself. Despite the fact that the potatoes are never how my mother, grandma, and I left them, they always remain my favorite dish, and I always go back for extra helpings. No matter how the year's been, all of our daily struggles are forgotten as we take out our seats around our dinner table for our Thanksgiving meal. The simple dishes we eat every year brings us comfort when very little else does. It may be that our family is gathered, taking a break from our hectic lives simply to be together, or it may be the recipes that we've each grown so fondly of that truly make this day special. Either way, I wouldn't change it for the world.